down here, let's go to Part Studio. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to turn this one on. Then I went up to change the angle. The first thing I did was I found the location, and it was transform 14. And so I changed that from 30 degrees to 40 degrees because I brought it in. So I'm going to go up here to top view. It was 30 degrees here for that angle, and then I just opened this up on transform 14, changed it from 30 to 40 because I wanted those closer together. Alright, so we got that. Bring it down. Yeah, I had to bring it down from 120. So I had to go into that sketch. So let's go down here and find, I think it was sketch. Yeah, so we're going to have to change view. Let's go to front view. Let's go to sketch 2. And I changed that. Remember, we went from 110 to 120. I left click on that, and then I changed it from 120 to 118. Let's find the right one. Alright, and I changed it from 11 to 12. Now close that out. Alright, so we got that. Those are all the updates that I did while I had the video off. And I found out I didn't have my video going. Let's turn this tube off. And let's talk about how we're going to connect these. And we'll do this in stages. Let's go to Assembly View. We've brought these in, so you remember they were way out here, and so as we brought them in on that first change, they were still too high, so I had to bring the angle down. So not only did I go from 30 to 40 this way, but let's see if I can find the angle. I also brought it from 120 down to 118, and that made that connection. Since these had the slider mate, they moved with that part. Alright, so we're good. That's exactly where we want it. So we're going to go to front view. We're going to create a circle. Just like we created the hoop, we're going to repeat that process, but we're going to add another step to it. So we're essentially going to do that twice. Select the front plane, center point and circle. Select it. Hover over the center, draw that out. Left click, hit escape, go up to the dimensions tool. Select the outer part of that circle, draw it away, 0.5. Now let's go over here to the line tool. Let's select our line, draw it out, hit escape to stop the line tool. Left click on this, let's go 2 inches here, part of that circle, select here. Let's go directly across from it, select that one. We want to set that at 19 inches for the radius. Let's close that out, go to isometric view. We see our radius here. We want that circle to extend out into the front plane. Let's go to revolve, solid new, faces to sketch. We want this one. It's asking the axis. We'll select that one. There, it made it. Let's close that out. And let's go back to assembly view. In front plane, good. So it's going in the right direction. Let's go back to sketch 1. Let's open that up. Let's go back to the front plane. Let's bring that over. Now this is new. We haven't done this before. Left click on the circle, so we're going back into our original sketch. We're going to left click on this. We're going to draw this out. Left click again, go up to the dimension tool, left click, draw it out, go 1 inch, because that's how big we want the tube. We're going to close that out. I'm going to turn this part off. We're going to go back in to revolve. Make sure that sketch is visible. Alright, good. So select revolve, solid new, faces to sketch. We want this one. Alright, view. I'm just going to scroll that out so that I can see the axis. Left click on the axis. Alright, so now it made a bigger hoop. Being full, we're going to go one direction. What that's going to allow us to do is draw that back. Let's take this back to 12 degrees. We're going to use this to attach the hoop at the top. So we'll have a 90-degree segment coming in here, a 90-degree segment here, and we're going to have those attachments coming out to attach to the frame. We're going to left click on the check mark. That looks right. There's our tube. So it automatically hollowed it out, it looks like. We don't even have to do the shell because we did it over that tube and we selected those two. It automatically hollowed it out. So it's bending in this direction. So this would be down. This is going to be out towards the front part of the harness. Let's turn that part off for right now. And we're going to make a circle. Let's turn that part off. Let's go to Sketch, right plane, center point circle, highlight over the center, left click, drag out, go up here, left click on the line, and we want that to be 1 inch. Close that out, top view, and we'll bring that line out in this direction. So let's go Sketch, top plane, line tool, hover over the center, left click, draw it out, hit escape to stop the line, left click on that line, let's draw it out to 2 inches, close that out. Now let's go to isometric view, we'll go to sweep, it's asking us for the path, make sure that's solid new. We selected the face, so now we need to select the line. Good, that looks good. Let's close that out. Let's go over here and make a shell. Left click on that. Left click on this one. 0.2385. Alright, so we've got that part. So that's going to be part 21. Let's turn this other part on. Let's look at it. I go axis. There it is. That's the one I want. So that's 30 degrees. Let's leave it there. Let's close that out. And we're just going to start with this for right now before we move anything else around. Because this is going to be hard to get lined up. Merge those. Left click on both. Right click Boolean. Not going to name it yet. Let's just leave it as part 20. Close that out. Let's go back to assembly view and import it. Insert part 20. So we need to rotate this down. Go from this one to that one. Angle 43 degrees. 47 degrees. So let's add 17.5 degrees to that and see what it does. So 17 degrees to this. Go back into our view. Let's delete the boolean. And let's look at transform here. That was 30 degrees. Let's go 47.5. 47.5. Let's see what that does for us. And let's go back and merge those two parts. So left click both of those, boolean, and see what it's super close. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into Part Studio and we're going to try to find this angle here. We're going to try to bring this around and just pivot it. Let's go Part Studio. Let's just try this. Let's delete the boolean. Alright, so that's no longer a part. Let's go back into that transform. So that was 45 degrees going that way. We need to find the other one and rotate it. Let's close that. Transform. We want to go to rotate. We want this part here. And we want to do this by axis. There. That's what we wanted. Right there. So let's go back to top view. Select that part, and go back to Bouillon. Right click and go Bouillon. Alright, let's go back to assembly view. There it is, it's close. So let's go 40. Actually, let's do a measurement here and just see what kind of angles we have here. That's 52. Let's just go 52.5 and see if that gets us there. Alright, that's that angle there. 52.5. Let's try that. Part Studio. Not that one. Close this out. Let's delete the Bouillon. Let's go to Transform 17. 52.5. Let's try that. 52.5. Or 52.6. I think that's what it was. Those are both selected. Let's go down here, and they're both selected here, so let's right click. Let's go Bouillon. Close that out just to make sure those changes appear. And let's go to assembly view and see how close we are. Oh man, we're super close. And we're at 52. Let's go 54. Let's go select both of those and go Bouillon. Back to assembly view. Okay, so we've got that lined up. That's pretty good. Alright, top spar hoop connection. Rename. Part. Mirror. We want to select this. Make sure it's still new. Want to mirror image this part here. Let's see if it'll let me select this. And it's saying the plane that we want to mirror it in, front plane, and see, that's what I wanted right there. So now we can pull these apart. We need to make sure it's still new. Select that, and we'll go up here. We'll go transform X, Y, and Z, select that, and then drag that away. There we go. Front plane, center point, circle, left click, draw that out. Go up here to the dimension tool, left click, draw that out, and let's go 1.10. So it's just a little bit bigger. Let's turn those parts back on just to see where we're at in relation to those parts. Alright, good. So now we're going to go sketch, right plane. I'm going to go over to the right plane, and I'm going to go line tool. So we'll take the line tool and we'll bring it over here. Left click, hit escape, close that out, and now we've got that. Let's go to sweep, solid new, faces to sketch. We want this one. Our path right here. Good. Does not have to be hollow. Let's just leave it solid. See if it'll print that way. Let's turn our other part on. Yeah, that actually looks kind of cool. We won't name those yet. And let's go Bouillon. It kept the name of part 20. Let's go to assembly view. Oh, there it is. Awesome. Right there. Gonna be it right there. And then we'll mess with these two and get those angles figured out. And then once we do that, then we can put the engine mounts on. Drag that over. Let me scroll that back. We'll go isometric. Part Studio. Let's go right click and we'll export. export that one. I'm going to turn these two on real quick. We'll go ahead and right click on both of those and export part 14. And we're going to export part 15. We're going to do those prints. I'm going to come back in and rename everything below this point. Let's go File, Import. Let's open this one up. We're going to have to move that around. Let's look at this from top view. Wow, it is almost too long, but I think we can go from here to there and put the other parts there. Let's go rotate, and let's see which one's going to let us rotate that. That looks good right there. I think 15. All right, good. Let's move that over here. Let's see if let's go to supports. Let's go ahead and turn those on. Let's go back to preview. Good. That looks good. Now we can go to print plate and go ahead and send it out to print.